We have before us the opportunity to forge, for ourselves and for future generations, a new world order, a world where the rule of law, and the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
A warlord is a leader able to exercise military, economic, and political control over a subnational territory within a sovereign state due to their ability to mobilize loyal armed forces. These armed forces, usually considered malicious, are loyal to the warlord rather than to the state regime. Warlords have existed throughout much of history, albeit in a variety of different capacities within the political, economic, and social structure of states or ungoverned territories. Welcome to Internet Warlords. The war for the Internet. Every day billions of people around the planet engage in a deadly war for the minds of mankind. Internet Warlords podcast is dedicated to winning the war for the Internet. Each week, we will feature the best and the worst of the Internet in our never-ending quest to end the war for the Internet. Are you ready? Buckle up, check your feelings at the door. Sensitive individuals that need to be protected from reality need go no further. Internet Warlords does not condone violence, nor do we give legal advice. Any individuals featured on this broadcast are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Well, I'm not a crook.
As we do our final broadcast checks, please take this time to go to internetwarlords.com and find out how you can help support this broadcast. We have apparel and other items available at our online store. Donations are always appreciated but never expected. Please do enjoy yourself and feel free to call in at any time. Don't forget to subscribe and make sure to hit the bell icon for live notifications. Welcome to Internet Warlords. Let the war begin. Now your host, the CEO of Internet Warlords, CJ Abernathy.
Together, we will make America great again.
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order.
And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
That the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Morning, everybody. I guess I should probably take that off the screen, huh? There we go. Ooh, I am white today. Super white. There's nothing to bounce off my skin. The light. Wearing my... If it takes an asteroid hitting the Earth to get rid of Karen Ann Harlow's, then I vote for that asteroid shirt this morning. That was pretty classy. I was listening to Miss Harlow speak last night, so figured I'd rock this today. Talk a little bit till my son wakes up. Yeah, some of you are probably just tuning in just to see my bald head. That's right, I am bald underneath this, but there's a reason why. There he is. He's actually friends on my Facebook account, so let's see here. Let's see if I can find the original. There it is. So, for those of you that don't know, and I don't know if he actually sees this or not, but I believe that this is how it goes. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but his name's Matthew Cooper. Out there in Ohio, and he works at a place called the Holistic Cloud, and this girl, Michaela, is suffering from cancer, and he agreed to allow her to shave his head, and so Matthew and I had a rough little rocky start on TikTok together, where he and I, well, I came out like the warlord, and he came out like he was ready to go and scrap too. So those are usually my type of people, all said and done. But what he did here was a pretty honorable thing. And, I wanted to make sure that he knows that, and she knows that, they're not alone in this. So without further ado, I shaved my head too. So I'm sure there's somebody that wants to see a full picture of that. So there you go. And that's why I'm bald. I look like my son Kason now. But I hope Michaela, she stays strong. Matt, that was a hell of a thing you did for her. And, you know, I'm just glad that I got to make his acquaintance and to be able to support stuff like that. So never thought the day would come. Yeah, I also look like my brother Chad now. So for those of you guys that don't know, we even look more alike now, except my beard's just a little more ginger than his. So, but you know, it's for a good cause, and that's what TikTok's for: promotion of good causes and good people. Although I lost 25,000 followers on my account, so but I don't care. It isn't about the following. I have 26 new followers on my new account. If you go to they took down Internet Warlords 5.0, and so now I'm back down to 28 followers. So I went from 25,000 now to 28 followers. And then if you want to watch me shave my head, the video is right there for that as well. So, but yeah, I did shave my head one time previously before, back in 2000 and what do you call it? 2012, I believe. I shaved my head back in 2012. It was just a really hot day, so I'm shaving my head for less. So what these guys did, it's a pretty awesome thing. And when I'm in Ohio, I promise you, I'll be going to the Holistic Cloud, and I'll be saying what's up to my buddy Matthew, Porch Gang. And you know, I mean, losing your hair is not some easy feat, you know. But how cool that they got to show some support for this girl who's facing an uphill climb, and you know, she's rocking it. So, but Matt does a lot of his own stuff here, but there's and then, you know, Popsicle shaved his head. I mean, all these people that came out of the woodworks to do it, you know, I respect them all. So I was a little late to the party, though, dealing with my own personal stuff, and I didn't see it until it was like 3 days in. So, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not like embarrassed over a bald head or nothing. I think it's for a good cause. So I'm rocking that Adam Kokesh Freedom mug today just for shits and giggles. Good coffee, though. If you haven't already, go to, well, let's see here. I haven't done this yet. And I found out it's promo code Warlord, not Warlord. So I have to correct that here. Use Warlord. Boom. Oh, wrong one again. Boom. Boom. MapleDrip.com. Use promo code Warlord. Get yourself 20% off. It's the coffee that fuels all my rants. It's just the best coffee in the world. So, but yeah, I've definitely done way dumber stuff in my life than shave head for a good cause. So, but yeah. I mean, this is what I'm going to look like when I'm in my like 70s, you guys. So get used to it. So, and you know, most of my content, I wear a hat anyways. So I feel like many jump bandwagon for recognition more than solidarity. Well, I don't think so. Not with Porch Gang. There's too many people that, like, here's Crazy Man Stan. Again, you guys know Popsicle, Crazy Man Stan, Porch Gang. I don't think Duck Bun Clown's gonna shave her face or shave her head. But and then Dark Frost is already bald. So, you know, to me, it's like it's a small little community. It's like, you know, I don't know. As much as the internet is this large, expansive thing, it's not like people are that far away from each other. Mr. Baxley morning. So yeah, crazy man Stan shaved his head, and you know, just to show support. I mean, hair grows back, but you know, standing up and helping your friends out, that's showing support in that manner. It's different, you know. And yes, if all my friends were shaving their heads to help a little girl who's going through a cancer treatment, yes, I would shave my head too. So you guys get to watch me grow it back, and you know, hopefully Matt can keep us updated on Michaela, and I mean, I don't expect people that don't know Matt or anybody like that to just shave off their head, but I mean, I've been friends with Matt now for a while, and he's a good man, and you know, it doesn't take a lot to to show support like that. So, but nobody's watching on Facebook now. It's all over on YouTube. That's hilarious. So yeah, that's where I'm at with why I'm bald. You know, and the hashtag is Michaela Strong over on TikTok. If anybody wants to check that out, and I think they're trying to get her a cat. Last Matt told me, so it's pretty awesome. You know, even if it is just a little bit of help, it goes a long way. So, what else do we got here this morning? So I went over all of the Cash Jackson stuff that I was aware of, got everybody up to speed the best I could. Listen, I get weird phone calls every day. I get weird phone calls. Things that, like, it's like the reason why I have the option to record my phone calls on my phone, because, you know, when it's somebody that's calling for some dumb malicious reason, you know, I want it documented. You know, I think that's one of the big problems that when you look at like what happened with Cash, and you look at what's happening to quote unquote dissidents around the country, is you know, we believe we have the right to record. You know, I have the right to record public officials operating, and if you get paid by taxpayer dollars, then I have the right to record you if that is your source of income, right? So your source of income for your employment is taxpayer dollars. So I should have the right to record you in your capacity as for accountability, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, if necessary, if that's what you're working. So I've retained that right. And the people that are, you know, trafficking children don't have that right. I wonder how long it's going to take me to get to the 2 words that, like, with somebody timestamp it. Like, how long is it going to take me going from here's a good cause to, by the way, the government's trafficking children, and that's treason and sedition? Oh, less than 14 minutes. Less than 14 minutes. What a day. What a day. But let's see what people are going to be clamoring about today. You find it funny that Veteran Liberty Network started calling all this stuff treason and sedition a long time ago, and there were people that were like, don't talk about treason and sedition. Don't talk about treason and sedition, CJ. And you know, don't do that. And next thing you know, all the mainstream talking heads are like, treason and sedition. Yep, that's just a coincidence, right? It's just a coincidence that Veteran Liberty Network calls human trafficking treason and sedition, and now it's like mainstream words. Just wanting to point that out. So, but what are the slave class talking about today in the news? Oh, you know, the same old shit. Russia-Ukraine standoff. Yeah, so military drills are beginning. You know, listen, I'm glad that I live in a world where I will never have to fight foreign banker wars ever again. The only war I'm going to have to fight are the ones that are on this shore here and the ones against me personally. That's it. I don't have to go to Ukraine. I don't have to fight in World War III. I don't have to do any of that stuff, right? So, you know, I really don't. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't have a feeling either way. Like, I hope that your children, the ones that you're going to send to World War III when this eventually kicks off, I hope they're ready. You know, there's no amount of Call of Duty or, you know, any of those other video games that are going to prepare them for what they're about to face. And I assure you, much like Joe Biden, much like Donald Trump, I will make sure that my kids don't have to go to foreign banker wars. That's a fact. So let's see, what else are the slave class talking about today? Right-wing media offers fawning coverage of Canadian truckers as it encourages similar protests in the United States. Excuse me. Quote, I just don't feel safe. Ottawa resident describes fears amidst trucker protests as Canada's far right comes into focus. Listen, grandma sitting there in an apartment in Ottawa isn't feeling safe because of all these crazy truckers that are in the road, and it's disrupting her watching of Canadian Family Feud. So she's in fear. So everybody should go home and just shut up and take shots in their arms. And that's not how the world works. And it never will be how the world works. You know, it's funny to me that we look at the world we're living in and think that protest isn't necessary. Civil disobedience isn't necessary. It absolutely is. What else are the slave class going to talk about today? School districts must make an important decision, mask or not. Well, again, as we've been discussing for, when's the first time we coined that? It was about a month after the 2020 elections. We realized that this is going to be a cyclical thing. It's going to basically have to die out. Like, it's going to be the reason people win 2020 in order to, you know, do all they need to do in order to set the table for 2022 and 2024. So, I mean, we were telling you, remember when it was 2 weeks to flatten the curve? And we were like, nah, it's going to take about 2 years, all right, for them to set the board. And they're going to do it essentially so they can set up the rigging for the midterms in 2024, right? And this whole COVID thing is going to blow over. It's going to take 2 years. Essentially, the Democrats are going to ride this thing all the way until they realize that it should get them tried for treason and sedition, which it should, as well as Republican governors that went along with it, and Republican anybody that in government that went along with this should be tried for treason and sedition. And it has to in these states stop before 2022 midterms. They have to not look like tyrannical dictators, which they've already done. Like, we already know this. Like, it's not like they're just gonna, all right, guys, it's magically gone now. This is a news cycle designed propaganda in order to continue to control the midterms and the 2024 election. That's a fact. Nobody has to like me for saying it, but we were saying it when there were still 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Morning, Mr. Ingram. Control. Oh, look, we're giving you back some of your freedom. Vote for us again. No. How about we try them for treason and sedition? That's it. We just get the adult population to learn those two words, and that government elected officials in their capacity as elected officials are creating seditious environments, and in their individual capacities are guilty of sedition and treason. So as long as we get the entire adult population of this country recognizing on both sides of the aisle, and listen, Democrats, you can accuse Republicans of treason and sedition. Republicans, you can accuse Democrats of treason and sedition. All you're doing is forcing the next civil war. That's it. And it's going to start by bifurcated economies, which we're already seeing. It's going to start by segregation. We're already seeing. It's going to start by attempts to take firearms. We're already seeing. So, I mean, if I was a betting man, I would venture to guess we're more likely, if the clock was there, I'd say we're at 11:59. We're a minute to midnight. So, free thinking like that is intimidation, and you may be charged for it. Oh, wait, you don't live in Illinois. Mike tuned in yesterday where we described how just speaking is intimidation now. Just saying words and having, in response to other people's actions, just saying words is intimidation now. So, when elected officials are committing treason and sedition, and you point that out, you're the criminal. Never mind that you're the one saying, hey, wait a minute, you're violating the Constitution, you're creating a seditious environment, and you're engaging in treason. So I'm the criminal for pointing that out, and then you actually go into the Illinois statutes, and you can actually see where they've made whistleblowing a crime. A fact, it is a crime. To be a whistleblower is a crime in America. It's called thought crime. Absolutely, it's called thought crime. You guys just listening to me are committing a thought crime. You know that? That's a fact, and that's the way they want to look at it. So, but again, flushed papers found clogging Trump toilet. Well, there's a hit piece article. DOJ looking for former President Trump's classified White House documents. Who gives a fuck? Fact-checking Republicans' claim of crack pipes. This is how you know we're at the fall of our country. Fact-check Republicans' claims of, quote, crack pipes in smoking kits funded by Biden administration grants. What? All right, let's see what the Washington Post has to say. No, the federal government isn't spending $30 million on crack pipes. How dare anybody think that? So let's see here. Let's see what they actually say. I mean, this is propaganda, so let's give them their just look at. Conservative figures have launched an online fervor over this week, claiming that the government planned to spend $30 million on pipes for smoking crack cocaine. The heightened concern came months after the Department of Health and Human Services announced a federal grant for local programs that provide a myriad harm reduction tools or service that minimize the risk associated with drug use, including distributions of drug paraphernalia such as clean needles. So hold on. Distributing drug paraphernalia. And then again, it's never about what Republicans or Democrats are doing. It's always about the response from the other side. Oh, did you hear what the Democrats did? Yeah, but did you see how the Republicans responded to it? It's a pretty common thing. Republicans seized on crack pipes. This is the headline. This is the typical media, like, don't look at what they're doing. Look at how the people are responding. So instead of it saying distributing drug paraphernalia, they turned it to crack pipes, causing the phrase to trend on Twitter on Tuesday. the latest in continued resistance of GOP against harm reduction techniques at a time when people are dying of drug overdoses at record rates in the United States. You'd think that person was a poet. You'd think that person was willing to put that into a rap song. GOP against harm reduction techniques at a time when people are dying at overdose records at rates in the United States. But CJ, if you don't support that, then you're not for racial equality because minorities use drugs. Listen, I'm not for giving people drug paraphernalia unless the government's going to purchase me a new bong. All right, so where's mine? All right, you all communist socialists are like, give homeless people crack pipes and clean needles, and I'm like, give stoners bongs. I mean, maybe that's what we need. Maybe I need can I get a voucher to go to my local head shop there and pick up a new bong? I mean, since we live in communism now, I mean, all according to each needs, I need a new bong. So I haven't had a good one in a while. So, I mean, the real crime is remaining silent and compliant in the face of tyranny. Yeah, absolutely it is. So let's see here. I'm not a Republican. So let's see what the statist has to say. It's really disappointing that Republicans are trying to win political points by putting lives at risk, creating misinformation about harm reduction. One of the groups called it that applied for the grants. If given the funds, Next Distro would spend funds to distribute the overdose reversing drug Noxone, however you say that, naloxone, and clean syringes in Georgia, Louisiana, and Nevada. All right, those are the only 3 states where people overdose and need that. So you see how this is essentially just them putting out here that, hey, we're spending money in these 3 states. So it's not like they worry about South Dakota or Texas. So let's see here. Also on the list, hold on. Also on the list is safe smoking kits, right? Safe smoking kits. They include, it doesn't tell you, it's just going to tell you what it includes. A rubber mouthpiece that can prevent cuts and burns. Why would you need a rubber mouthpiece for something that cuts or burns? I'm just curious. Is it because there's a crack pipe in there that gets pretty hot? I'm just saying. Who does not, Farvo, whose program does not distribute the safe smoking kits. Again, safe smoking kits. So the group that provided kits typically don't include, there it is right there, typically don't include glass pipes. As it is expensive to provide the rubber mouthpiece. Clean glass pipes are intended to curb. See, look, this is how dumb propaganda is. And I hope you guys realize that this is how easy it is to break down propaganda. In the first sentence, they say, or in the first sentence there, it says kits typically don't provide a glass pipe, okay? Kits typically don't provide a glass pipe. And then in the next sentence, it says, clean glass pipes are intended. So it admits right out the gate, right there in its own propaganda article, not just the first sentence, like the first sentence and then the next sentence. It literally contradicts itself. So yes, there are glass pipes that are going out in this kit. And, yeah. In addition, oh, look, they're even going to further prove their headline to be propaganda and wrong. So Keith Humphreys, an addiction researcher at Stanford University of Medicine, said researchers haven't found that providing glass pipes works as intended, in part because of the difficulty of tracking infectious disease spreading among drug users. So again, providing glass pipes work as intended. Yeah. So, give me just a second here. Good morning, everybody. There's Mr. Buddy. Oh. We got a special guest on this morning's broadcast who just woke up. He just woke up. Everybody say hi to the Mr. Buddy. You want to read a book? Here, I'll hold the book. You can have the book. So, yes, my little warlord is here today. Oh yeah, look, we're both bald today. I'm as bald as the baby. So, it's hilarious. So where were we, son? Okay, we were at the point where we proved right there in the article. I think we'll leave it at this. So this is how fun it is to break down propaganda when you get past the headline, guys. All right, the kits were approved. Safe smoking kits approved by HHS. Said groups that provide typically don't include glass pipe. But however, clean glass pipes are intended. So it typically, but they do. So they do include it. They typically don't, but they're going to for the ones who are specifically dealing with crack cocaine. So yes, there are going to be crack pipes in this paid for by the government delivered to people that do crack cocaine. Yes, it won't be delivered to people that do other drugs that don't require a crack pipe, and those kits are completely different than the ones who are specifically dealing with crack cocaine. So, that's how they get away with it. That's how the mental jumbo goes. So for the Washington Post, whose motto is "Democracy dies in darkness," no, democracy dies in propaganda, and we don't have a democracy. We have a constitutional republic. So paid for by the government means by us, the taxpayer. Yes, I understand that, Mr. Ingram. And yes, there are the dumber in society that don't. So, but yeah, just scrolling through your normal, typical Google feed, you can see, oh, look, and why the Biden administration wants to hand out safe smoking kits. Oh, so they want to do this. Yes. So yes, in the coming days, while all of us face our own personal troubles, just know that the government has taken it upon themselves to make sure that people are able to do drugs and smoke crack cocaine. That's what Joe Biden ran on. Make people do drugs again safely. That should be his motto. Got to dumb it down for the libtards in your audience. Yeah, well, because I'm white and have a gingered beard, I'm assumed to be not a liberal. So, even though on some things I am more liberal than liberals, and other things I am more conservative than conservatives. So, so check this out. This man marched on the U.S. Capitol on January 6th and now says, "Stop the steal" is a cult. Well, having been there, it's pretty interesting. Oh, look at this guy. They got him right up to the front. They put his big old mug on there. Is this the guy? I don't know if this is the guy who's saying it's a cult, but let's see here. Keith Scott says January 6th was the, quote, greatest day of his life. I wouldn't go that far. Like, I was there, but I would never call it the greatest day of my life. The 49-year-old arrived. Let's go ahead and read some more propaganda and break it down this morning. The 49-year-old had arrived in Washington, D.C. as a member of the Stop the Steal movement. Okay, again, I wasn't a member of the Stop the Steal movement, just so we're aware. I was there for, journalistic purposes. So, which believes that the former President Donald Trump lies that the 2020 election was stolen from him. And, which believes the lies. So they're like the propaganda is like the machine's calling it a lie. And marched the U.S. Capitol with them. I felt like a patriot that was standing beside our founding fathers, speaking up against King George. Scott told a CNN in an interview on the 1-year anniversary of the insurrection. And that's how you know it's propaganda. It wasn't an insurrection. It was a false flag insurrection. At best, I'll give you it was a riot. So, a year on, Scott is blunt about the movement he was a part of, calling it a cult. His story is complicated. He still believes much of the Stop the Steal propaganda, for example. But his journey is, this is how you also know it's a propaganda hit piece. He believes Stop the Steal propaganda, and then they just put this in because they don't have anything. I'd be very curious if Scott isn't a real person. I'd be very curious if this is a real person. So, but again, let's see. I felt like we were doing something. If nothing else, we were showing patriotism because we were standing up for whether we were right or not. Like, look at how they do this. We were standing up for ... whether or not we were right or not ... There's no evidence of widespread election fraud in the 2020 presidential contest. Of course, both sides of the political aisle have a vested interest in not divulging that they rig all elections. So, of course, nobody's going to come back with some honesty and be like, hey, it's all rigged, guys. Like, it's not just one side or the other. It's all rigged. And if the Republicans admit that and the Democrats admit that, so they have a vested interest in not, like, the not telling the public it's all rigged far outweighs whether or not Joe Biden is president for 4 years or not. Like, they would rather have the kid sniffer Joe Biden in office for 4 years, then that's what the Republicans would. The Republicans would rather have a kid sniffing president in the office for 4 years than for them to admit that all political elections are rigged. That's a fact. That is a truest of true statements of my lifetime, and I will be saying that until the day I die. So, whether you were there for January 6th just to witness, or you were just a bystander or a journalist or somebody that really doesn't give a shit which statist side of this is going to control the mainstream narrative. I know it for what it is. I saw it for what it was. And to me, it all felt like a staged event. It all felt fake. If it was a real insurrection, there would have been way more guns, way more death. And I don't think that the government would actually be here today to even run the propaganda against it. So if it was a real insurrection, they would have raided not only the Capitol, but the White House, the Supreme Court, and they probably would have went down to the Department of Education and where CNN is attached to and raided that building as well with actual firearms, and then hostilely murder everybody inside the CNN building and then take over the CNN airwaves. And so, yeah, I don't believe it was a real insurrection. I believe it was completely fabricated. So let's talk about one of our favorite human traffickers, J.B. Pritzker, announced plans to end the mask mandates. Remember when I told you these tyrants, these human traffickers, they have to do exactly this in order to win and not look like tyrannical dictators, because even their own party knows just how fucking scumbaggy these people are. And there's no like everybody just knows that this fat retarded moron named J.B. Pritzker is a human trafficker.
most likely participated in child sex crimes in order to, fit in. So, yeah, J.B. Pritzker, what a low-life son of a bitch. If J.B. Pritzker ever gets put to death for treason and sedition, I hope to be there. Because that guy is he's one of the worst human traffickers of our nation's history, for sure. So, let's see, what else? Compare life expectancy by state in 2019. Mississippi had the lowest, Hawaii the highest. So, as of 2019, if you live in Mississippi, you are most likely to die the youngest. If you live in Hawaii, you're most likely to live the longest. So, congratulations. What? You looking at yourself? You see you? You see you up on the screen there, buddy? So let's see here. Florida couple kept adopted son in a box inside garage. Yeah, so remember when we tell you about Title IV D&E taking away rights for parents systematically and paying for it? So that way the state can sell children to people that are like this? That is the result of your funding programs right there, where they run the adoption into the human trafficking networks where people like these two sick, sadistic jackboots are allowed to purchase kids. I'm not turning off my news blocker for a Fox News article. Sorry. So yeah. These people should be publicly executed, in my opinion, so that do this. So, and anybody that sold that child, the people that sold that child to these sick people should also be publicly executed. So that's a fact. Let's look at another human trafficker. Jay Inslee announces statewide outdoor mask mandate to be lifted. Oh, what have we been saying? Oh, that all of these human traffickers are going to have to make COVID go away before the next elections in order to actually not look like the tyrannical dictators they are. So here's another human trafficker doing exactly what we said they were going to do. Wow. Democrat social spending dreams stuck in winter purgatory. Yeah, they can't really do nothing. So yeah, a Russian skater tests positive for banned drugs. Oh no, better go to war with Ukraine. Prince Charles tests positive for coronavirus, and I'll bet you he's got both of his Pfizers and he's triple boosted. So, mummified body of Italian woman found sitting at a table 2 years after her death. Jesus. Wow. Philippines welcomes back foreign travelers after 2 years. Okay. Let's see here. Locally wise, what do we got? We got park renovations, water main repair, police investigating a death they probably caused. Pure World Volunteer Fire Department called to control a burn yesterday just as a precaution. So nothing really here about the Queen of Meth trafficking people, but even Governor Christie Noem is a human trafficker. So, oh man, did I miss something? Did I hear a ding? Did somebody join me? Hey, morning, Corporal Major. I'm live on YouTube, Facebook, since I can't be live on the Tiki Talk, but you're more than welcome to join me this morning if you'd like to have a conversation. I don't know if you're just listening in or not, but if you want to come on, you can turn your camera on or voice chat, whatever you want to do. If you'd like to talk this morning, I'm just kind of reading the status propaganda and seeing what they say today. So we got rising prices. This is all business stuff. Technology. Yeah, I pretty much covered all the good human trafficking parts, But I will say the biggest takeaway is that all these Democrat states are going to have to lift the mandates. And we've been saying that for 2 years now, that it's going to all have to be over by the 2022 midterm elections, or Democrats are going to lose a lot of seats, and that's a fact. So they know this. It's already been pulled. And then the fact that people are triple, boosted, double shot, like still getting COVID, and then they're still like, it's safe and effective. Well, I don't really believe that. Oh, wait, you're telling me they still spread it just like everybody else? Super safe, super effective. So, but yeah, I can't believe that the old Google machine gave me exactly what I was saying. Right there, there's the first one, the first tyrant, Jay Inslee. You don't get my coffee. And then right there, almost back to back, they're planning on ending these. So you have all these dictators and human traffickers that are pushing these unconstitutional measures, realizing that if they don't stop their shit by 2020, they're going to go down for treason and sedition. And that's a fact, because history will remember. History will remember. And every republic, and just for the record, if you live in a blue state, you live in a communist state. Make no mistake about it. If you live in a red state, you live in a socialist state. You don't have this perceived freedom that you think you have. You have absolutely have a socialist system. When I went to my appointment at the VA, what's kind of funny to me was how many people that I saw there that were just sitting there to sit there, just sitting there to be a part of it. Oh wait, did I miss Corporal Major on there? Finally, TikTok allowed video to publish. Hope that kicks some peeps your way. Yeah, actually, Corporal Major, I don't know if you're watching on a back channel or something else, but I definitely appreciate you helping me out like that. Yeah, it was very weird that it would hold that like that. So I don't think we have any people that are actually there to help us. What are you? He wants to start moving so bad. Like he's starting to crawl now. So he's like a wiggle worm. Ugh. But yeah, too bad Corporal Major dipped off, man. I would have loved to have had a conversation with Corporal Major today. Usually, I agree with him. TikTok or Facebook and YouTube. Really, Facebook is. It's not like these are platforms that are friendly to redresses of grievances, but I try to do what I can. Let's see here. Oh, wrong one. Bam. You want some breakfast, buddy? You want some breakfast? You want a cup of coffee? What do you want? Bacon, eggs, toast? What do you want? What do you want? All right, guys, give me just a second here. But yeah, I wish Corporal Major would have stayed on. I would have loved to have heard his take on that. Get some of those chomping down. Huh? I would have loved to have heard his take on some of this morning. But yeah, for those of you just tuning in and you're like, oh, he's bald, I got to see this, and you're just for that, there, go ahead and take a screenshot. Jeez. So, but yeah, if anybody else would like to hop on, say something. Like I said, I didn't see Corporal Major down there. I would have asked him if he wanted to join sooner. But I've covered a lot here this morning. So other than that, let me see if I got any other comments, questions, concerns, bitches, gripes, moans, complaints. Here you go, Daisy. I know what you want. You gonna eat those? Or you're just gonna give 2 to you and 1 to the dog? Is that what you just did? See, this is why I prefer TikTok, and this is why Facebook and YouTube are just terrible. Because, I mean, at least with TikTok, I had a constant flow of comments, a constant flow of engagement, and Facebook is more like that. Oh, dang. Mr. Baxley says, I'll be in Reno. Funny you say that. I just got a notification this morning saying that my airlines have changed, that my flight time and everything has changed. So I might have to readjust because, I planned out my tickets. And then I got a notice from American Airlines that I'm not getting into Reno until, let's see here. Your flight changed. I'm not getting into Reno until 10:22 at night now. I was originally supposed to be in to Reno at 4:13 into Phoenix, and Phoenix to Reno. Let's see, that's the new one. So the previous, I was originally supposed to be there at 12:32 in the afternoon, like right afternoon, like it was gonna be a morning flight. Now I'm not leaving until the afternoon flight, so I have to call and try to book that in earlier, because there's just like, even my return flights have been adjusted to where, I'm going to have to now stay in a hotel when I get back and leave the next morning. So, but yeah, I just got that. So it looks like I'll be seeing you in Reno, Matt. And I'll be there supporting Miss Harlos, Even if I'm not a delegate to South Dakota, which I would love to be, I'm going to try to be. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. I'm using the Adam vs. the Man Freedom mug today. I got a message from him. I actually got invited to Adam's birthday party. I thought that was pretty nice of him to invite me. I wish I had unlimited funds, and I wish I had the ability to just travel anywhere at a moment's notice, but yeah. No government without consent. The Oath Breakers .club. Huh? That's interesting. Yeah. Might have to look into that. But yeah. You're a first alternate? Oh, that's cool. All right. Well, that means essentially that if the person that you're the first one on the bench ready to go in, you're going to be that Jim Carrey guy. Put me in, coach. I want to play. That's you. You get to sit there and want to play. Oh, look at that guy. Is that good? This dude is chomping down on this little teeth and apple thing here. So, but yeah, Corporal Major made this awesome thing here on TikTok. See, what's fun about Corporal Major joining me on TikTok is usually I'm dressed, right? And usually I'm dressed and he's not. And so he'll message me. I guess that isn't gonna work, but he'll join the feed, and he's usually in his bed. It's pretty funny, in my opinion. And we're just sitting there chilling. Good times on TikTok. We'll get back to 1,000 though. But yeah, Matt, can't wait to see you in Reno. I won't be there till after midnight, so the day of the convention apparently now. Like I said, I got I gotta call American Airlines and tell them like, hey, I gotta adjust this. There's that's not gonna work for me. But it's a good thing it's not until May. I got time to figure it out. So, anybody else got anything? I mean, again, this is just as much the viewers. This is an interactive thing. It's just as much your broadcast as it is mine. 9:20 this morning. What are we gonna do today, homie? Are we gonna watch a bunch of Coco Melon and just hang out? What are we gonna do? We're gonna learn how to be proficient with our weapons. We're gonna do some weapons maintenance today. What are we gonna do? What should we do? Thought for sure there would have been at least one more guest other than you. Yeah. Yeah, you probably want some of them puffs too, huh? You like those things. And you probably want some boob juice. So. But yeah, the one thing I don't like about TikTok though is just how some people are absolutely stupid when they're in the live feed. So it's like a give or take. Like either it's like Facebook and YouTube where it's like dead as can be dead with just a few friends stopping in saying hello, what's up, or it's like TikTok where like everybody shows up and most of it's just filled with stupid. So, but you know what? Another thing that's funny to me is you know what's really telling, because this is my 12th account. Okay, on my 12th account on TikTok, creating it from scratch again, I've noticed patterns in people on the For You page that some people get pushed a lot more than other people. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out the TikTok hierarchy to figure out who I gotta like when I come in next time, just like right there, just kick in the doors. Yeah, buddy. So I guess I'm going to go hang out with the little guy and see where the day goes and see what happens. But I hope this helps somebody somewhere. Hope you enjoy your day. Have a good day or don't. I guess I'll pull off since I'm doing one of these today. Have a good day or don't. The choice is always yours.